the tea market is growing pretty quickly right now, and there's not a ton of knowledge about it, but because I've done research for the last 4 years about it, I know what tea lovers are going to expect in the next few years. I have the product to meet their demand over the next few years. I started Jasper and Gold, the journey on it like a long time ago, but about 4, 5, 6 years ago, I'm gonna go with 5 years ago, I was looking for product that was completely natural and healthy and all of that good stuff. My friend told me I should try drinking more teas, but I couldn't find any teas that I actually liked. I didn't like the way that they tasted. So I was doing like looking for coffee shops or different things like that in Durham, and I couldn't find any tea shops. This is about 5, 6 years ago when there weren't any tea shops like they have now. So during that time, a lot of these shops, they was just getting tea from like the local grocery store or something like that, and then just reselling it. Like I said before, I didn't like the way they tasted. So I was like, okay, at this point, I would just go home and make my own stuff. So I would start ordering ingredients and that sort of thing, making my own concoctions, making different things. And then I would have friends try them, family try them. And during that time, a lot of people were saying, well, since you're making stuff, can you make stuff for my health with this issue, that issue, this problem? At the time, I didn't know. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go and do research what herbs help out with whatever their situation was. From there, I started making stuff to solve their problems or whatever the health problems might be. And from that point, and then the goal was to also make sure it tasted good as well. So from there, after doing that a little bit, I would let other people saying you should make this into a business. And I already knew that I wanted to be a business owner. I just didn't know I wanted it to be with herbal infusions. I became into this ritual of me doing research, making stuff, doing research, making stuff, until I decided that I could really do this as a business. So really that's kind of how it started. It started off me doing research, trying to make something for people that was pretty much good for them. An herbal infusion is different than tea. So let me start by telling you what tea is, then you can understand what herbal infusion is. So tea comes from one plant called the Camellia sinensis, and the market has grown so grand about this one plant. What I do, I take all types of plants that's not specifically a tea, or the tea plant, and I combine them together. So anything that's not the Camellia sinensis, or if it's not black tea, green tea, oolong, or white tea, or pu'er, it's not considered tea. So chamomile, peppermint, cinnamon, all these things that people say peppermint tea, they're not tea. They're all some type of herbal infusion. So like I said, I combine medicinal herbs with culinary ingredients to create a more flavorful approach to tea drinking, which is the main difference between tea and herbal infusions. So what makes mine a bit more different is I do the research behind how to make sure the quality is still there. I don't crush my herbs up. I don't, they're not in tea bags where it holds back the flavor. The quality is pretty much, I use high quality herbs and spices as well. And then on top of that, I combine them with other plants or other ingredients that brings out more of the flavor. So you can get like a chamomile tea if you just want the chamomile flavor, but I strategically combine the flavor and the compounds with other things so that they enhance each other and work well for your body. So in my opinion, what makes infusions better than tea, since y'all are asking me straight up, I think you're limiting yourself when you only drink tea, because like I said, tea is one plant. It's literally, that's all it is. All the leaves, all the herbs, they grow from in different climates. They create somewhat different flavors, but all the benefits I've learned are really the same. Even green tea and black tea, people feel that they're kind of different, but they come from the same plant, so they produce the same things. I feel like infusions are better because you can create anything, like flavor wise, with the same, with different plants. And then so like flavor wise is better. Health wise, they do different things. But I think the biggest thing is teas have a compound in them called tannins, where if you leave it in the water for too long and they come out, it makes the tea taste bitter, and it also has caffeine in it. So if you want something without caffeine or without tannins, you'll have to find a different plant altogether. And then on top of that, I meet a lot of people who say I don't like tea, but they're registering that with tea itself, and they don't recognize that all these other plants taste differently than tea. You can find my product on my website at jasperinggold.store, all one word, or and on my website, you can go to the Find Us page and find my product in various locations throughout Durham, as well as a few locations in Chapel Hill. And at these locations, some of them serve it, some of them sell it the way I sell it, and some of them sell it as a loose leaf. So be on the lookout for that as well.